Hey friends, this video is for October, week 4, and all month long in October we are learning about the life app of individuality, discovering who you are meant to be so you can make a difference. Sorry, you can't really see that very well. And our memory verse says, "How you made me, head, shoulders, knees, and toes, is amazing and wonderful. I praise you for that. What you have done is wonderful. I know that very well." Psalm 139:14. So, this week we are hearing the story of Timothy, and our bottom line is you can make a difference right now. So here's the little summary. Next, we head to something Paul wrote to Timothy in 1 Timothy 4:12. Timothy was a gifted young leader who Paul mentored. Paul wrote to Timothy and reminded him to stay faithful to the task God gave him. Even though Timothy was young, God could use him to lead the church and point people to Jesus. So bottom line, you can make a difference right now. As we discover more about our individuality, we realize that God created us for a purpose. God can use our strengths as we help others and show them what it means to follow Jesus. Through Timothy's story, we hope that kids start to understand the purpose that God has for them. So this week, our little board, the intro, we're going to play Pass the Ball, and you're going to ask their age and what's great about their age. The opening activity is Jump the Line. One review activity is the Bead Drop Challenge. A second review activity option is Make a Card to a Difference Maker. For the memory verse, you're going to practice the verse and read it with accents for our older kids. And for prayer, you're going to pray about making a difference. So, jumping into our leader guide, you have two different intro options. You could do this one as kids are coming in, especially our older kids that don't have toys. And then at 9 o'clock, you could move to this option. Or you could just start with one and stick with it. So whenever you have time before 9:10 or 11:10 to move over to large group. So the first activity is, as kids are coming in, you're going to have a koosh ball on your cart. You can pass around the koosh ball and direct the kid that's holding the ball to say their age and one thing that's great about being their age. So when everyone's had a turn, ask them, do you think there is a perfect or a best age? And then pass the ball around again. And let everyone have a turn choosing an age and sharing why they think that age is the best. So that's your first option one for your first opener, icebreaker. The second option that you could do, on the back part of everyone's room, there is a masking tape line going across the room. And you're going to have all the kids stand on the line, and they're going to go to the left if they hear something that they can do now, or the right if they hear something that they can do later. So, depending on the ages, there might be some things that some of your kids can do and some of them can't, although we're pretty broken up by age. So, ride a bike, drive a car, tie your shoes, all different things like that. If time allows, you can let your older kids call out a few things that they can do now or that they look forward to doing in the future. And then you're just going to say, there's things that you can do now as kids and things that you need to wait for. Well, we're going to hear about a young person who discovered a very big job that he could do right then. Then you will head to large group from 9:10 to 9:40 or 11:10 to 11:40. When you get back from large group, you have two options that you can choose from for a review activity. If you have time, you can do both, or you can pick the one that's best for your group. The first is a bead drop challenge. The second is making a card to a difference maker. So pick one or do both if you have time. This is called the candy drop challenge, but we're going to do bead drop, and then we'll just hand out candy. So you're going to divide your group. I have two sets of this for each room. So you'll split your group into two pieces, two things, and then there's 4 different cups in here. So there's this little cup, then there's a bigger one, and then there's a bigger one, and then there's a bigger one. And then you're going to give each kid in the group a different colored bead. And they're going to go down the line, and they're going to, I need 4 of each bead in the cup. Okay, I'm going to put 4 of each color bead in the cup. So each kid, so like if I'm the pink bead, I'm going to get 4 pink beads, and I'm going to try to drop. I'm going to hold the bead under my chin and try to drop it into the cup. So you're going to line your cups up. The beads won't be in that little Dixie cup to start with. You'll line your cups up, and kid 1 will go down the line, hold their bead, their pink bead, pink bead, pink bead, pink bead. Then the next kid will go down, and you can just have kids constantly flowing. You can spread out the cups more than that, trying to drop their bead into the cup. And then you're going to see between the two teams which color bead got it in the cup the most. And you're going to close it down and saying the big part is in this closing down part, okay? So you're going to say, this wasn't just a game to test your bead dropping skills, but it reminds me of something important. We learned last week that we all have gifts, and those are our beads. And we know that we all have opportunities to make a difference. And those are like our little jars, our cups that we drop them into. The narrow jars show that sometimes we need lots of practice, and maybe we need to learn new skills to make a difference in certain areas. You might not know how to help someone change a flat tire yet, or be able to cook a whole meal for your sick neighbor, but you'll learn how to use your gifts in those ways. You have your whole life ahead of you to learn how to use your gifts, and it might be hard now, but it will get easier as you grow. But some gifts you have right now, and some opportunities you have right now, and those are like the bigger cups. Can you think of some opportunities that you have right now? Things that they could do, being kind for people at school, helping out around the house. Say, those are awesome. I hope that you guys do those things as often as you can. And while you grow and wait for those other opportunities, be looking for ways that you can make a difference right now. Timothy in our Bible story had opportunities to make a difference when he was young, and so do you. The other review activity that you can do is called Difference Makers. And so you're going to invite kids to make cards for people who are making a difference, like teachers, nurses, doctors, people at church, their coaches, their Girl Scout, Boy Cub Scout leaders, whichever they choose. So then they're just going to make them a card just with these little index cards. And this is what I've got on your card. They can write to them, or they can draw them a picture and just say, look, guys, you can make a difference right now. I'm excited that we have these opportunities to make a difference together, but you can make a difference anywhere, at home, at school, on the playground. How could you make a difference at home? Talk about things they could do at home, at school, and what are some other places they could make a difference right now. And then make it personal. Share a time when you recently made a difference at home, work, or in your community. And some optional discussion questions for our older kids. Is there anything that stops you from making a difference? Do you ever worry about what your friends might think if you step in to help someone? How has another kid made a difference in your life? Good questions. Okay, then for our memory verse game, you could do this right when you get back from large group. You could wait till after the review. For the little kids, really just show them how to look it up in the Bible and just practice their memory verse with hand motions. See if they can do it. I think the actual game might be too hard for our kindergartners and first graders. But what they're going to do is practice the memory verse a few times, everyone, and then you're going to pass out these cards, and the kids are going to try to say the memory verse in these different accents. So a cranky toddler, how you made me is amazing and wonderful. Oh, yeah, I praise you for that, okay? A stressed out college student, how you made me is amazing and wonderful. So they're going to have to do a little acting. A soccer coach just before the winning goal, how you made me is amazing and wonderful. A grandparent sitting down for a nap. So I think the big kids will have fun with that. I think for the little kids, it might be a little too over their head. So just practice the memory verse. But this talks about if they do those accents, maybe the leaders could do them in some of those accents, and just saying whatever stage of life you're in, you can make a difference right now. And our memory verse talks about how the way God made us is amazing and wonderful. And we can start being like that right now. And then finally, to close it down in prayer, you're just going to ask kids to pray for people who, if you did the cards, pray for the people that they wrote the cards to, and thank God for an opportunity to serve them. And then just close down in prayer, asking God to give us ways that we can serve others this week. So that is it, guys. Thank you so much for serving. So grateful for all of you. You guys are amazing, and we'll see you on Sunday.